great season for Walker last year. What stands out about him?
Strikes. It's a relentless attack on the strikes. So, you know, where you think about all the pitchers, you know, in like a, not that Matt Marshall is Greg Maddux, but you just think of a guy that, you know, if he wanted to rear back and throw harder, he could, but pinpoint command really plays. Being able to throw multiple pitches for strikes really plays. Getting hitters to 2 strikes quickly really plays. Keeping the defense engaged because they're getting a lot of action really plays. And so he has the ability. He doesn't have Greg Maddux command, but it's really good command. It's as good a command as anyone we have on our staff. And being able to keep the defense into it is going to help the defense. It's not fun to play behind guys who 3-ball counts all the time and walking people. And so I think, you know, when he's out there, there is that security of knowing that there's going to be some pace and tempo to the game. It's going to, you know, things, whatever happens, whether he gives up hits or whatever, he's at least going to make the hitters earn it.
Talk about Gordon being the least built up. I guess, why is he there? And then are there any pitchers that are the most built up, I guess, at this point that could actually go a few more innings?
Yeah, you'd have to kind of trace it back. So, you know, Gordo last year took the ball every game, played summer ball, played fall ball, and just kind of got to that point and saw it in the Coastal game, you know, his stuff, just his body was just tired, and it was time to give him a break, you know. And I'm a firm believer that pitchers should not throw the ball 12 months out of the year. You got to put the ball down sometimes, and so for him, the time to put the ball down was, you know, somewhere in October, November, December. And so as he then puts the ball down and gives his arm some time to recover, the ramp up back time is a little bit longer and slower than a guy like Billy Barlow, who got injured last year, had some shoulder issues, didn't play summer ball, and was able to start his ramp up earlier. So it all depends on, you'd have to almost look at the previous 12 months and just see when did they have their windows of rest, when were they able to start their ramp for the season. But I think after seeing all the injuries we had to our pitching staff last year and what that did to us the first 31 games of the season, I think we're definitely going to err on the side of take it slow with a lot of these guys rather than try to go too fast.
Good time for words. Coach, not sure if you answered this already, but the South Carolina series isn't too far away. What is it like to be a part of that series and both of the teams be, you know, so good at the same time? Yeah,
it's great for the state of South Carolina when Clemson and South Carolina are both awesome in baseball, and so, you know, I hope it is you know, top 10 matchup. I think that's great for our sport. It's the best rivalry in college baseball, in my opinion. Our approach to that rivalry here is we will respect that rivalry at the highest level every single day. We don't just get to the South Carolina week and start talking about South Carolina that week. We have things built into our program all year long to respect that rivalry, part of our shared language, things that we do here. So we respect that rivalry to the highest level, as high as you can respect a rivalry. But in my opinion, it's the best rivalry in college baseball. You think about some of the great rivalries out there, Army-Navy, Michigan-Ohio State, and then you've got Clemson and South Carolina in baseball, which just, to me, is number one.
Anything else? As far as Canuck, what is it about his stuff? Is it movement? Is it speed? Like, what makes it?
Yeah, so there's different types of movement, and he throws hard, but, you know, you think of movement and you think left or right, but there's sink, which everyone knows, but then there's induced vertical break, where the ball really fights gravity, and hitter will swing at a ball thinking it's going to naturally drop here, and the ball fights gravity and stays on the same plane, and he can do that really, really well. So he gets contact underneath the ball, and he's got a really good changeup to go with it and a good breaking ball to go with it. So, you know, he's a freshman, so we're not trying to, you know, put too much on his shoulders. It'd be nice to actually bring him along slowly, but we feel really good and really optimistic about not only the caliber of pitcher he is right now, but the pitcher that, you know, he's going to he's going to be for Clemson in the years to come. I mean, he's got an extremely bright future, and he's a very, very hard worker, an old soul. He's always working on his craft. He does not show the signs of immaturity you would see maybe out of freshmen in their freshman years. They're learning and growing and figuring out the system. He's kind of got in here, and he's just been very methodical about his routine and very disciplined to a routine, which that usually takes a while to build for a freshman to understand the importance of a consistent routine. But he's walked in here with that, so he's ahead of schedule because of it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.